Today, we are going to take a look at where these basketball prodigies are now. First, let's start with Sharife Cooper. The McDonald's All-American looked like a future NBA guard all throughout high school. He ended up committing to Auburn. His freshman season, he averaged over 20 points and 8 assists per game. He went on to be drafted 48th overall to the Atlanta Hawks, but only appeared in 13 games. Although Sharife was putting up numbers in the G League, he decided to go overseas, and now he's playing with JDA Dijon in France. Next, we got Jordan McCabe. He was a young phenom showing up on the Ellen DeGeneres show. He was dubbed the next white chocolate and went viral on Ball Is Life. McCabe ended up winning Wisconsin Mr. Basketball in 2018 over Tyrese Halliburton and Tyler Hero. He went on to play for West Virginia, where he stayed there for 3 years, but decided he needed a change. He transferred to UNLV for his senior season, and now he's trying coaching. He coached at West Virginia, Green Bay, Wisconsin, and now he's at GCU. Then we got Julian Newman, who went viral on Good Morning America and the Ellen DeGeneres show. But his YouTube fame went crazy with elite mixtapes. Can you believe Julian Newman was listed as a 23-year-old freshman for Division I Bethesda University? He appeared in 11 games where he averaged almost 2 points and shot 16% from the field. According to the internet, he got kicked off the team for poor performance. Now, he's trying to make it as a content creator. Wait, was that a girl he just did that to? Mikey Williams first came to fame when he was teammates with Bronny James on the North Coast Blue Chips, coached by LeBron James. At the time, Mikey was being called the best 14-year-old in the world. By 9th grade, Mikey took it to a whole nother level. He averaged over 30 points, but fast forward to his senior year, he got arrested. This caused him to miss his entire freshman year at Memphis, and then he transferred to UCF where he averaged 5 points a game. Now he's at Sacramento State. Jalen Fisher was a 5-star recruit from Tennessee. He was a fan favorite because he had the ball on a string. He was known for being a shifty playmaker. ESPN had him ranked number 35 in the 2016 class. After a great high school career, he committed to TCU. Over his 3 seasons at TCU, he averaged 11 points and 4.2 assists, but then injured his knee and transferred to Grand Canyon University, but didn't play and pursued a pro career in Bulgaria. Noah Farrakhan had a cult following in high school. He definitely had that aura about him. In his junior year alone, he had 2 of the craziest dunks in high school basketball history. After high school, he committed to East Carolina, where he stayed for a year, and then he transferred to Eastern Michigan, where he started for 2 years. After that, he went to West Virginia for a year, and then he ended his career at Hampton, where he was the leading scorer on the team. The Spurs had him listed on the Summer League roster. I'm sure he's somewhere out there chasing his hoop dreams. All the OG Courtside fans remember Malik Newman was a unanimous 5-star recruit. After his storied high school career at Callaway that included 4 5A state championships, Newman committed to Mississippi State to play college basketball. After his first season there, he transferred to Kansas, and in his only season as a Jayhawk, he averaged 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 2.1 assists per game, and was named Big 12 Newcomer of the Year. Newman went undrafted in the 2018 draft, however he got a shot at the G League. After a few years between overseas and the G, he found a home. He's playing with Avtodor Saratov in Russia. Kai Sotto burst onto the American scene from the Philippines in 2019, where he played with the Skill Factory. He was a 4-star recruit, but had his whole country supporting him. In 2020, he chose to take the NBA G League route and forego his college eligibility. He then went on to play for the Adelaide 36ers for a couple years before playing in the B League in Japan. Now he's playing for the Koshigaya Alphas and averaged 14 points and 9.6 rebounds last year. 5'7" Akil Carr was an electric hooper out of Baltimore. Although we didn't personally film him, we were just like y'all watching his videos on Hoop Mixtape. His games at Patterson High School were so packed, they had to move it to Morgan State's arena. They called Akil the Crime Stopper because they think the crime went down during his games. He played in the developmental league for a year after high school and then went undrafted in the 2014 draft. Now Akil is hopping into the street ball and 1v1 space. Zaire Wade is Dwayne Wade's oldest son. He's been in the spotlight since he was in 5th or 6th grade. His stardom continued to grow when he teamed up with Bronny James at Sierra Canyon. After his senior year, he decided to go pro, even after receiving offers from DePaul, Nebraska, Toledo, and more. He was selected 10th overall in the 2021 G League draft to the Salt Lake City Stars. After suffering a season-ending injury, he went to Cape Town, South Africa the next year where he last played. He is no longer listed on the Cape Town roster, but was seen hooping in the Miami Pro League. Even Young Thug pulled up to watch as well. Kyrie Walker blew up back in middle school. Most of his viral stuff came from the MSHTV camp, and as an 8th grader, he was ridiculously athletic. His fame continued through high school. Kyrie ended up taking an unconventional path to the pros. He initially committed to Arizona State, but then he later decided to forego college basketball and join a training program for the 2021 NBA draft. He went undrafted, but he's been hooping in various pro-ams. He even won the championship with the buzzer beater in the Smith League in Cincinnati. Do y'all remember 7th Woods? At 14, he had one of the coldest videos of all time made by Hoop Mixtape. After a great high school career, he committed to North Carolina. Following his junior season at North Carolina, 7th went to South Carolina, but had to sit a year due to transfer rules. He played one season at South Carolina, but wanted to start fresh and attended Morgan State University in Baltimore. Nowadays, he's playing overseas. In his first season in Ireland, he helped the team win the National Cup and also won MVP. And now he's playing in Ecuador. Y'all remember the bruh meme?
Bruh.
It was Tony Farmer, a top recruit from Ohio. After he was found guilty of kidnapping and assault, he was sentenced to 3 years. But he didn't give up on his hoop dreams. As soon as he got out, he went to Lee College in Texas. There, he averaged 17 points and 9 rebounds over the course of 2 seasons. He put his name in the 2017 NBA draft, but unfortunately went undrafted. After playing a few spots overseas, he's been putting up numbers in Ecuador and led his team to the playoffs. You guys remember 7'8" Robert Bobrovsky? He first went viral when he was seen dominating 15U in Italy. He garnered the attention of Spire, a prep school in Geneva, Ohio, where he would go to play. He went on to sign with Rochester University and was on the JV roster until 2024, but he recently made his big screen debut in the movie Alien Romulus. And no, this is not a joke. You just had to be there for the Thon Maker era. The South Sudanese big man was something we had never seen before at this age. He attended Orangeville Prep and was the first player in over a decade to enter the NBA draft straight out of high school. In the days leading up to the draft, a number of teams ruled themselves out of selecting him over concerns that his age had been misrepresented. Some people believed he could be between 21 and 23 despite being listed as a 19-year-old. He ended up going 10th to the Milwaukee Bucks. After stints with the Bucks, Pistons, and G League, he now signed with Al Ula in Saudi Arabia. In his senior year, Michi Terry went to St. Edward where he played LaMelo Ball and Spire. He went at LeVar Ball. After this sequence, he became known as Bald Head Michi. Bald Head Terry decided to do 1 year at prep school DME, and after DME, he committed to Cleveland State. He spent 2 years there and transferred to Lamar Community College. After 1 year, he left the school. And now he has 3 years of eligibility left, but has declined multiple Division I offers to focus on his social media personality. He started his own AAU team called Bald Head Elite. Watch out RWE and Gremlin University, he's coming. At 5'7", Trey Jefferson was simply too quick and crafty to be guarded. He played alongside NBA champion Kevon Looney with the Milwaukee Rebels. Trey went on to Texas Southern, where he averaged 15 points per game his freshman year and led them to the NCAA tournament. His sophomore season, he led the nation in scoring for most of the year, finishing with an impressive 23 points per game. His dad passed away and he took a step back from basketball, but now he's been popping back up in the 1v1 scene. Trayvon Duval was one of our favorite hoopers to cover. He was an absolute savage. Duval played alongside Isaiah Briscoe as a sophomore, where he won a Peach Jam championship. The next year, he led We Are One to an Under Armour Association championship, becoming the first player to win both. He committed to Duke, and following his first year, he declared for the 2018 NBA draft. After going undrafted, he spent some time in the G League. And not to go too deep into it, but Trey was born with a rare eye condition. To think he dominated like he did with vision in only one eye shows how incredibly gifted he is. Nowadays, he's playing for the Sabah basketball club in Turkey, and just 3 weeks ago, they said he has chosen not to renew his contract. I'm sure a team somewhere would love to have him. Javon Quinterly, one of the original founders of Jellyfam. At first, it was all about the flashy layups, but fans quickly realized JQ could really hoop. The New Jersey point guard starred at Hudson Catholic, finishing 26 in ESPN's 2018 rankings, and then he went on to commit to Villanova. After one season, he transferred to Alabama, and that's where he took off, scoring over 1,100 career points with the Tide. With one extra COVID year, JQ headed to Memphis where he finished his college career. But last December, he decided to step away from the game and retire. His Jellyfam legacy and highlight reel will always live on. In high school, we covered Nico Mannion a ton when he played for West Coast Elite's Under Armour team. He was the 9th ranked player in ESPN's 2019 rankings. After a storied career at Pinnacle High School in Phoenix, he committed to Arizona. He averaged 14 points and over 5 assists in his freshman year. He then declared for the 2020 NBA draft. Mannion was selected 48th overall by the Golden State Warriors, and the Warriors gave him the go-ahead to sign a 2-year contract with an Italian club overseas. Right after his arrival, Mannion was diagnosed with a severe intestinal infection and was forced to miss the training camp. People said he lost almost 40 pounds, but the virus couldn't hold him down for long. He bounced back, and then he signed with Olimpia Milano on a 2+1 contract, and the deal is guaranteed through 2026. Tyler Ulis was a problem. He finished his high school career ranked 25th in ESPN's 2014 class. At only 5'9", he could lead a team. That's the reason why he committed to Kentucky to play under Coach Calipari. His sophomore year, he averaged 17 points and 7 assists. He then entered the 2016 NBA draft and was selected 34th overall to the Phoenix Suns. He was with the Phoenix Suns for 2 years and was claimed off of waivers by the Bulls. In 2022, Ulis was involved in a head-on car crash, but luckily made it out okay. He's done playing ball now, but he reunited with Coach Calipari and is an assistant coach at Arkansas. Marcus Levette had some of the craziest handles we had ever seen. He blew up after his hoop mixtape his sophomore year got over 8 million views. He went on to play at St. John's and was averaging 16 points per game his freshman year, but tore his MCL. And instead of coming back to college, he went to play pro. He's been super successful overseas. He's cooking in the Chinese Basketball League. Jayshon Augusto first went viral in 2008. He started appearing on shows like Jay Leno and Ellen. He became a 4-year starter at Garfield High School in Seattle and then went on to play 4 years at Long Island University. Nowadays, he's living a good life. He's a happy family man and a basketball trainer. Zion Harmon always put on a show. In 8th grade, he led Bowling Green High School to its first ever state title. By the time he was an actual freshman, he averaged 33 and 8 assists per game and was recognized as the National Freshman of the Year by Max Preps. He had a 1-year stint with Bella Vista Prep where he won the Grind Session title and MVP. He then transferred to Marshall County High School in Kentucky where he averaged 22 points his senior year. He committed to play ball at Western Kentucky, and long story short, he left Western Kentucky and took a year off. But after playing 2 years at Bethune-Cookman, he transferred to Seton Hall, where it was reported in January he was no longer with the team after playing with them for just 3 games. Jathan Bosch's name blew up when he went head-to-head with Julian Newman at the 2017 NEO Showcase. I'm sure most of you remember these clips. This matchup got millions of views. Jathan attended Downey Christian High School, ironically the same school Julian Newman went to prior to Prodigy Prep. He averaged 19 points and 6 assists per game at Downey Christian. He went on to play at Daytona State for a year and transferred to Albany Tech JUCO, where he averaged 6.9 points per game. Nowadays, he's doing some training and working on his YouTube channel. Chase Adams is an absolute mixtape legend. You probably remember him from the Ball is Life video that got over 16 million views. Chase went on to dominate at Orr in Chicago and took a prep year at Link Academy. He ended up playing at Portland for 2 years and transferring to Salt Lake Community College for a year and finished his career at Jackson State. In his senior year, he averaged 9 points and 4 assists. What's dope is he came back to Chicago and is still hooping in different pro-ams. Dior Johnson was one of the top recruits in the 2022 class and played alongside Bronny and AAU on the Strive for Greatness team. He played on at least 9 high schools and never really found a permanent school. He committed to Pittsburgh, where he continued to find difficulty staying on the court. He got into some legal trouble but got his second chance at Clarendon College and thrived. He then played at UCF with Mikey Williams. He recently transferred to Tarleton State, where he is likely to be their lead guard this season. Isaiah Jellyfam Dimes Washington was one of the originators of Jellyfam. I'm sure you remember him with Naz Reid and Javon Quinterly. He was named Mr. New York Basketball in 2017 and went on to play at Minnesota. After a couple years, he transferred to Iona to be closer to his family. He ended his collegiate career at Long Beach State. Now he is playing overseas in Nancy, France, but still is in the States killing at Pro-Ams. On a side note, Jellyfam lives on with their squad in OTE. Jalen LeCue is still to this day a human highlight reel. His bounce was absolutely insane. He blew up after his sophomore year of high school and received virtually every offer in the book. His senior year, he transferred to Brewster Academy, originally committed to NC State but declared for the 2019 NBA draft. He recorded a 43-inch vertical, which was the highest at the combine. He went undrafted but was signed to a 4-year deal with the Phoenix Suns. Since then, he's played in the G League for the Suns, Pacers, Bucks, and Rockets organization, but decided overseas was the move. He averaged 16 points in Israel last season, and he just signed to play in Turkey last month. Isaiah Briscoe is a New Jersey legend. He finished high school ranked as the top point guard in the 2015 class, ranked ahead of New York Knicks' Jalen Brunson. He committed to Kentucky, and there he played 2 seasons before declaring for the 2017 NBA draft. After going undrafted, he played in the Big 3 and G League. He's been getting buckets in the Indonesia Basketball League for the Borneo Hornbills. McDonald's All-American Jalen Hands was a top recruit in the 2017 class. Believe it or not, he was ranked ahead of SGA and Trae Young. As a senior, Hands averaged 29 points, 6.7 rebounds, and 6.5 assists per game. He then committed to UCLA. His sophomore year, he had the lead role and averaged 14 points and 6 assists. He left for the 2019 NBA draft and was selected 56 overall and signed to the Nets. Since then, he has played in Serbia, Germany, Belgium, Greece, and Italy. Actually, in Italy, he was the top scorer in total points and top 10 in assists across the league. He just signed a deal and returned to Greece. Harry Giles was the #1 ranked player in a loaded class. That class had Jason Tatum, Lonzo Ball, De'Aaron Fox, Bam Adebayo, and more. He was #1 for a reason, because when he was healthy, he was an absolute monster on the court. Unfortunately, he dealt with knee injuries all throughout his high school career. He committed to play at Duke, and there he underwent surgery and only started 6 games. Giles put his name in the draft and was still picked 20th overall. That just tells you how good he was. The Portland Trailblazers gave him a chance, but his rights were later traded to Sacramento that night. Injuries continued to derail his career. He most recently played in China, but he put on his entrepreneur hat and started his own trucking business. Tiger Campbell grew up in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. His hair has been his trademark all throughout his career. He played high school basketball at La Lumiere, and as a sophomore, he guided La Lu to the national title at the Dick's Sporting Goods tournament. He averaged 15.5 points and 7.2 assists per game as a senior and led La Lu to a 23-4 record. I'm sure y'all remember him at UCLA. He was the high IQ point guard that helped lead UCLA to the Final Four in 2021. He declared for the 2023 NBA draft but went undrafted. Nowadays, he's playing for the Tasmanian Jack Jumpers in Australia. Antonio Blakeney was a prolific scorer and unanimous 5-star in the class of 2015. After his high school career at Oak Ridge in Florida came to a close, he played with Simmons and LSU. His second year after Simmons left, he had the keys to the team and averaged over 17 points per game. He put his name in the 2017 NBA draft and he went undrafted, but the Bulls gave him a two-way contract. He was dominant in the G League and even won MVP. He was signed to an NBA contract with the Bulls in 2018, but a year later he was released. He has been overseas the last few years and now he's playing in Israel. He just won the Euro Cup with Hapoel Tel Aviv in Israel. Josh Jackson was one of my all-time favorites to film. He was a 5-star recruit who many had ranked number 1 in the 2016 class ahead of Jason Tatum and De'Aaron Fox. He committed to Kansas and in his freshman season, he averaged 16 points, 7.4 rebounds, and 1.7 steals per game. He was named Big 12 Freshman of the Year. He put his name in the 2017 NBA draft and was selected 4th overall to the Phoenix Suns. And he played about 291 games in the NBA for 4 teams: Phoenix, Memphis, Detroit, and Sacramento. He is no longer in the league. I can't find out exactly what he's up to these days, but comment if you know. Jabari Parker is arguably the most decorated player to ever come out of Chicago. He attended Simeon High School and he got going quick his freshman year. He was the first freshman to start in Simeon history. He averaged 19 points and 5 rebounds and won the first of 4 state championships. For most of his high school career, he was the consensus number 1 in the 2013 class, and then Andrew Wiggins reclassified, so he dropped down to number 2. Jabari committed to Duke. He played 1 season for the Blue Devils, averaging 19 points and almost 9 rebounds per game. Jabari was selected 2nd overall to the Milwaukee Bucks. His NBA career was hampered by injuries, and now he's playing in Serbia. Cliff Alexander was one of the most powerful dunkers we have seen to date. Everyone had him ranked top 5 coming out of high school. He committed to Kansas, where he was forced to sit out after an undisclosed NCAA investigation. During his pre-draft workouts, he suffered an injury and went undrafted. He never found good footing in the NBA and played overseas. Recently, he was playing with the Kansas Jayhawks alumni team in the TBT. Greg Oden was an Indiana basketball legend. He led Lawrence North to a 103-7 record over 4 years and won 3 consecutive 4A state titles. He was the Gatorade National Player of the Year in 2005 and 2006. He committed to Ohio State, where he led them to the national championship. They came up short to Joakim Noah and them boys, but he gave them a fight. Oden was selected by the Portland Trail Blazers with the number 1 pick ahead of Kevin Durant. Unfortunately, his career was hampered by injuries. He was director of operations at Butler, and now he's director of player development at Educare Sports and Entertainment. Jahlil Okafor was a great center out of Chicago. He had all the accolades. He won National Player of the Year and was unanimously ranked number 1 in the 2014 class. He attended Duke and won the national championship in his first year. After that season, he went pro. The 76ers selected him with the 3rd overall pick in the 2015 draft. After a few bumps in the road and stints with the Nets, Pelicans, and Pistons, he left the league, and now he's playing overseas in Japan. Jaden, Julian Newman's sister, garnered a ton of attention because she was a prodigy in her own right. At only 13 years old, she hit 17 threes in a varsity game and ended up with 70 points. Her and Julian ended up moving from Florida to Vegas, where Jaden finished her high school career at Liberty. She averaged 9 points her senior year and committed to Cal State LA. She appeared in 5 games and played a total of 10 minutes last year as a sophomore. She's still listed on the roster for the 2025-26 season. Emmanuel Mudiay is a 6'5" point guard from the Democratic Republic of the Congo. He attended Prime Prep, where he had a lot of success. Mudiay was ranked unanimous top 5 by all scouts. He committed to play at SMU and then decommitted to sign a $1.2 million deal in China. He was selected the 7th overall pick by the Denver Nuggets, and after a couple seasons, he got traded to the Knicks and had a stint overseas. He's found a home in Puerto Rico. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.